Well, Kris McCusker joins us now from the 680 News Business Center. Hello, Kris.
How are you?
Not bad. Bay Street, for the first time in 3 months, saw some gains. That's not an April Fool's joke, is it?
No. Oh, no, I would never tease about that. So, yes, we had a winning first quarter and a winning start to April as well. Winning start to the week, winning start to the month, winning start to the second quarter. And you can see here that our finance minister, Bill Morneau, rang the opening bell on the New York Stock Exchange. He gave a series of interviews and speeches while in New York. One of the comments he made was that he thinks metal tariffs should be lifted before the USMCA or the new NAFTA is signed. He also downplayed any housing risks and says he expects more normalized growth in the second quarter. We shall see. Perhaps a relief to many investors today, better than expected manufacturing news out of China, so that did prompt a fair bit of buying. One stock of note, though, shares in Lyft, which did make their debut on Friday, a big spike on Friday. The stock today slipped below the IPO price of $72. It even hit an all-time low of about $67, so it's not really clear where we go from here on Lyft, but as well, Uber is set to have its IPO later this year. So I don't know if that bodes badly for Uber. We'll see.
We will. Now, the loonie gaining a little momentum today.
Yes, it moved above 75 cents, and in a speech in Nunavut today, Bank of Canada Governor Stephen Poloz said that policymakers will need to keep interest rates stimulative to help the economy adjust to lower oil prices and the trade uncertainty. Now, the price for oil, by the way, hit its highest level in 2019. Today, it's close to a 4.5-month high. Poloz also said the country will emerge from this soft patch, and he actually pointed to the latest GDP data showing expansion of 0.3% in January as an example of signs our economy is adjusting. Poloz, though, is still one of a handful of central bankers around the world insisting that over time, interest rates do need to move higher. So there's been talk maybe about an interest rate cut this year. I don't know if that goes away with this speech today. Again, something else we'll have to pay attention to. I feel like it could change any day, any moment. So
for sure.
Yes.
You know, we did see a lot of long lineups as the private pot shops across Ontario opened up, including one here in Toronto. Customers were happy, and why shouldn't they be? I mean, it is mellow after all, but how did the markets react? Yeah,
and interesting, Francis, Ontario became the final province to open the brick-and-mortar stores, so save the best for last, maybe. Of course, there was great interest in this after the government implemented that temporary initial what is it called?
The release of the OCS?
They capped it. They capped it to 25 stores. So the store owners needed to get a license through a lottery. Many of the big ones did not. So as far as the pot stocks on Bay Street today, a mixed finish. Canopy Growth, one of the biggest companies, down by 1.8%. Aurora Cannabis up by 1%.
So it's all the rage, isn't it? These meatless burgers. Who is now experimenting with one?
Burger King, a meatless Whopper, if you can believe it.
Wow.
Yeah. And this also not an April Fool's joke. There were many on social media who did think it was, but it's not. Burger chain is testing a vegetarian version of its Whopper, using an Impossible Burger for its patties, and thus becoming the first U.S. fast food chain to sell the plant-based burger. So for now, it's being offered at 59 locations in St. Louis. Costs about $1 more. Now, we have been hearing a lot more about plant-based proteins. You might remember, Francis, that A&W recently launched a breakfast sandwich using a plant-based protein. And the Canada Food Guide, when they did that update, mentioned that we should be turning to the plant-based proteins rather than the meat and the meat alternatives. So this is a trend that is very likely to continue.
As long as you still get the crown, right? I mean,
well, that's obvious. That's all you need.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kris, thank you.